This is OCTANE's Spotlight on the Entrepreneur. We're here today with the CEO of OCTANE, Gary Augusta, for our first Spotlight on the Entrepreneur. And first of all, Gary, you're the CEO of OCTANE. What is Spotlight on the Entrepreneur?
The Entrepreneur Spotlight is a new program by OCTANE that will be a series of very interesting, hard-hitting discussions with serial entrepreneurs who've been there and done that. The reason we're doing this is to bring recognition and awareness of all the talent and science and entrepreneurs we have here in the county, and the hopes that we can educate and train new entrepreneurs. So by somebody, a young person, somebody in the community, listening to this and watching this tape, that they in turn will then get the entrepreneurial juices and want to go get it.
Now, just what is an entrepreneur to you?
An entrepreneur, to me, is probably an individual who has an idea, and that could be a product, a service, a belief, and has passion and conviction to take that idea and grow it into an entity that is a business. The entrepreneur, key traits in an entrepreneur always are risk-taking, conviction, the ability to work and navigate in uncertainty, being comfortable with not knowing when your next paycheck will come next week or next year. So it's really, true entrepreneurs aren't driven by money at all. They're really driven by passion and conviction and idea, and that ultimately will determine success.
Now, OCTANE itself is a startup, isn't it?
That's correct.
And what was it like when you first started, and what has it become? How has it changed?
Yeah, in the early days, I started in March 1st, 2004. I had my second child born March 6th, 2004, and I sat in a donated, not even rented, office space writing a business plan. I had a nice, comfortable Fortune 500 company job and just left it because I wanted to start something. And I was jazzed by what OCTANE was all about, the vision of it, what exactly it was going to turn into. We did not know. I was also driven by the odds of it being successful were very low. So the odds of failure were high, and I liked that part too. So I sat there, and as an entrepreneur, you have to think, you have to take your time, think about your value proposition, your stakeholders, what you want to do, look at the community, and that took 3 to 4 months, and we had a grand coming out party late in 2004, and it was one of those where we hoped people showed up, and over 500 did. So when you have that kind of an initial turnout, then we said, I think we're onto something with our initial beliefs, but every year as we grow, that changes, which is the kind of fun part of the job and the role.
What are the biggest challenges to an entrepreneur?
The biggest challenge, I think, is getting out of the gates, and not so much from a tactical. A lot of people, to be an entrepreneur, again, sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone, whether it's a full-time job, whether it's something of certainty. So getting going typically is the most difficult thing, I think, of an entrepreneur. It's the ultimate risk-taking. And then there's always challenges, because then once you get going, then it's like, how do I grow? How do I get money? How do I get people? Where do I go? How do I spend my day? An entrepreneur's day is scripted probably minimally. So you have to be able to, again, be comfortable and navigate an uncertain environment. And just when you think you got one gate crossed, up pops up another one.
Now, with the economy in 2008 being kind of on shaky ground, what's that going to do to innovation? Will it stifle it?
The economy does not really influence the development of the innovation. In fact, you could argue if people have less jobs, they tend to innovate more. I mean, that's historically has been the case. But how it gets to market, I think, does have an impact on the timing of that. Particularly, technology and medical, and there's certain environmental factors. The economy being one, changes in Washington as far as Republican, Democrats, and what's going to happen to Medicare and all that. That impacts the pace of certain medical products. So I think the innovation. I think we're full steam ahead. When you look at this country and the amount of dollars being R&D in universities and what we're doing, I don't think that's stopping. It can't stop. If it stops, what are we? I mean, the U.S. competitive edge is our degree of entrepreneurism, capitalism, and we go for it. So that isn't it. But the pace doesn't impact, and the pace being again the economy and also some money.
So every day you get out of bed and you want to make Orange County a better place for innovation. It sounds like. What drives you?
Sure. I think what drives me, in essence, of what OCTANE is trying to do, just drives me. just the overall, the mission and what we're building here is a unique, fascinating vehicle. So being able to make a difference daily in hundreds of people's and companies' lives. Our network now is over almost 15,000. And also the variety. I go from meetings with single entrepreneurs to boards of supervisors to venture capitalists to my board of 12 CEOs in town. So the whole, when you look at the whole ecosystem and the economy, just being at the heart of it sort of drives me. And we're making tactical, tangible differences. We've had an economic value impact of over $100 million in 3 years. And we just started.